Welcome to the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. I am Ayana, and you are listening live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to the Sister Speak Show. And tonight, brothers and sisters, you are definitely listening live to Coming to the Stage. And when I tell you that I have another Sister Queen as a special guest this evening, I in fact do. Oh, brothers and sisters, it's going all the way up because anything going down is crashing. And we're all about elevation on the Sister Speak Show. My special guests, my brothers and sisters. Stand up, New York. Stand up, Brooklyn. Stand up, Bronx. Stand up, Harlem. Sami Rose, my very special guest this evening. I am so excited. And you all better, you better get ready. Because when I tell you that the flavor is in your ear this evening, and Sister Queen Power is in the building. Oh, it's in the building. Oh, I cannot wait to vibe out with this Sister Queen. But let's go ahead and get these house rules in the way and then out of the way. My brothers and sisters, first off, welcome to all of my first-time listeners, and welcome back to all of my regular listeners. You are, in fact, listening to Coming to the Stage live, and I just want you to know a little bit about the Sister Speak Show. We have 6 segments, and we are syndicated on Amazon Alexa. Not only that, you can catch us on SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, Tumblr. You can catch us on iHeartRadio, my brothers and sisters, as well as YouTube and, of course, through Spreaker. We're so excited about our expansion. But when you listen to the Sister Speak Show, you will be able to catch special guest interviews, live performances, in-studio interviews, and live on location reports. The special guests who will be on the Sister Speak Show are dynamic, and they are impacting the communities with their passions. Oh, the Sister Speak Show is a talk show that will keep your mind and your soul informed, energized, and encouraged. We are a cultural renaissance platform that influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you should be. No reckless entertainment, just responsible listening nourishment. We don't go dumb. We go wisdom on the Sister Speak Show, and it's about making the known known. Now that you know how we handle our business on the Sister Speak Show, my brothers and sisters, and now that you know that you are listening to a podcast that you need to add, bookmark, do whatever you need to do. Add us to the listening shuffle. Add us to your listening palette. You'll be glad that you did. Now look, we're going to go ahead and play some commercials because that's just what we have to do. And on the other side of these commercials, my brothers and sisters, we're going to vibe out. And then when my special guest calls in, we're going to vibe out some more. And you're going to understand why I had to have Sami Rose as my special guest. I thank God, I thank Jesus the Christ for blessing me with the dopest, most phenomenal special guests that are local, national, and international. Oh, we come to serve the village. You didn't know? You better ask somebody. I'll see you on the other side of this commercial break, and you better not go anywhere. Don't make me come looking for you. All right, then. Stay tuned.
Listening to the Sister Speak Show is even easier now with the new abilities available from Spreaker Skill on Amazon Alexa. With Spreaker on Alexa, you can now listen to the Sister Speak Show from even more places from all around the world. You also have navigation control, fast forward and rewind podcasts to make sure you never miss a second of your favorite show. And then you can ask for show recommendations like the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Brothers and sisters, we want you to listen live and on demand to the Sister Speak Show. There are 6 segments dedicated to serving you, my brothers and sisters. We have the platform, Coming to the stage, the culture climate, the laugh line, the tour, and the search effort. Oh, the Sisters Speak show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve.
May Music is here on the tour on the Sisters Speak show, starting this Friday. Listen live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to fresh music. That's right, we're going to be featuring these dope, phenomenal, independent artists on the Sisters Speak show starting this Friday, May 4th, on the tour, where we cover every aspect of the music industry. So don't forget to listen live through Spreaker on the Sisters Speak show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. Welcome back, my brothers and my sisters, because you are listening live to Coming to the Stage on the Sisters Speak show. I am your host, Ayana. We're recording live from Dallas, Texas, and it is a blessed day, my brothers and sisters, to be able to breathe, to be alive. You understand what I'm saying to you? And when you listen to the Sisters Speak show, we keep it 100 on this show. I'm about serving my brothers and sisters. I'm about the village. I'm about the voice. I'm about the power. You understand? I'm about the arts, because we need, it is crucial that we have a platform, several platforms that propel us to our destinies. And it is crucial that you have people in the village that are not haters. You don't need any haters in the village. Now, you do need factors, people that give you facts. Facts are facts. Give me an example, Ayana. That's an elephant. Okay, well, that's a fact, right? So therefore, we have to be able to separate our emotions from the truth, because the truth shall set you free. And sometimes people can tell you the truth and it hurts, but it's real. It can save your life. It is crucial that we have an open ear so we can evolve, because the Lord places people strategically on our journey to help us out, to give us encouragement, to give us correction, to provide rebuke. Oh, yes. I hope your energy's ready, my brothers and sisters, because we are live and it is going all the way up. How jazzy is it to be able to listen to live performances from talented spoken word artists, poets, poetess, monologues from actors, to listen live to special guest film directors, playwrights, and the likes for free, but not for cheap. Oh, yes, that's what we provide for you on Coming to the Stage. We're not cheap, honey. Not at all. We don't charge for our interviews. We sow seeds. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Oh, brothers and sisters, it's going all the way up on the Sisters Speak show. Now, check this in. I just want to share a little bit with you about poetry and spoken word, just to give you a little wisdom. Not to say that you don't have it, but what's wrong with the refresher course, right? So check this in. Wikipedia defines spoken word as a performance art that is word-based. It is an oral art that focuses on the aesthetics of wordplay and the intonation and voice inflection. It is a catch-all which includes any kind of poetry recited out loud, including hip-hop, jazz poetry, poetry slams, traditional poetry readings, and can include comedy routines and prose monologues. Intonation is a variation of spoken pitch that is not used to distinguish words. Instead, it is used for a range of functions, such as indicating the attitudes and emotions of the speaker, signaling the difference between statements and questions, focusing attention on important elements of the spoken message, and helping to regulate conversational interaction. Poetry is literary work in which special intensity is given to the expression of feelings and ideas by the use of distinctive style and rhythm. Poems collectively or as a genre of literature. A poetry slam is a competition using eliminating rounds for reading or performance of poetry. According to Wikipedia, the first poetry slam began in Chicago in 1984 with its first competition designed to move poetry recitals from academia to a popular audience when poet Mark Smith began experimenting with existing microphone venues for poetry readings, making them competitive. Maya Angelou, Gwendolyn Brooks, James Emmanuel, Juniper Hammond, Claude McKay, Phyllis Wheatley, Paul Laurence Dunbar, Cornelius Eady, a few of the names who have stamped history with content that echoes suffering, oppression, battle, empowerment, and spirituality. My generations, the 70s babies, fell in love. And I believe many other generations, probably even before and after that. And I just added that, this is my writing right here. My generation fell in love with the movie Love Jones, made in 1997. Filmed in Chicago, a romantic drama film, actually, written and directed by Theodore Richard, which also was his feature film debut. It stars Lorenz Tate, Nia Long, Isaiah Washington, Bill Bellamy, and Lisa Nicole Carson. Lorenz Tate plays Darius Love Hall, an inspiring writer, and Nina, played by Nia Long, Nina Mosley, is an inspiring photographer. Both share an instant connection after a chance meeting at a Chicago club. The two bond over music, photography, and poetry. And you can check that movie out. It is a classic. And it all starts with poetry, a connection, a vibe. This sister was so bad that Darius had to speak a poem off the top to address this fine woman who had crossed his path and made an impact on his life. They both made an impact on each other's lives. Please check out Love Jones, classic movie. I mean, and it holds its content from beginning to end, and based around poetry. The stage is so popular, and so many beautiful brothers and sisters have come across the stages several times and have given you power, healing power, truth power. And it is also provide a therapy session for you. God bless Open Mic Night. God bless the brothers and sisters who open their venues and allow poetry to manifest. And God bless the brothers and sisters who memorize, toil, suffer, just so they can get on stage and speak. That's why we call this show the Sister Speak Show. Speak, sister, speak. Because it is when you speak, not recklessly, righteously, okay? When you speak with that power, that divine power, you are touching lives. You do know that it's not just about you, right? You do know that it is about your other brothers and sisters. You understand? It's about the village. Each one, reach one, teach one. Looking back, not to turn into a pillar of salt, but being able to understand that where you come from and where others may still be. Learning and sharing and applying. Not being bitter. I will always say this. Not being bitter, but being better. Being able to take your experiences and not be a miserable human, but rise and ignite other brothers and sisters who may be going through or thinking about going through a choice you made that resulted in consequences. And you know that you have a word that will lift them up, that will help them at least be equipped to make a better choice. What are you doing with your life today, my brothers and sisters? How are you being used to serve the community? Well, with spoken word, they are serving the community by providing healing, power, truth, voice, unity, loyalty, evolution, okay? Revolution. I mean, the brothers and sisters that just set the stage are on fire. They blaze a trail. And the snaps are real. Brothers and sisters, it's about to go on. calling in live to the Sister Speak Show, calling in live to coming to the stage, Sister Queen, my very special guest. Brothers and sisters, let's give a round of applause for Sami Rose. How are you doing, my sister, this evening? I am so well. You know, I am honored to be able to converse with you this evening. It has been a long time coming, but it was worth the wait. And you are so powerful. So first of all, shout out to your manager. Shout out to you for agreeing to do this interview, because the brothers and sisters must hear. They must hear you. Oh my God. So sister, has your day been going well so far?
My day is going good. Thank you. I appreciate that. How's your day?
It is going well. I am sweating periodically throughout the day, as the temperature is 90, 95, a strong 95. And it is real, but we have air conditioning, and we're so grateful for the brother who invented that. You know what I'm saying? So let's get right into it. When did you know that poetry was a part of your passion and your purpose?
Well, I knew that poetry was a part of my purpose and passion just mostly like recently.
Mm-hmm.
I would say this year.
Okay.
I started writing when I was in the 10th grade, but I didn't have a strong love for it at that time.
Right.
But just recently, I came to terms with that's my release. When I'm angry, when I'm sad, when I'm happy, when I'm excited. It's like a breakthrough for me. So I would say that I fell in love with it just recently.
That's amazing. So let's just go back. Okay, 10th grade. What was it about 10th grade that sparked your interest?
Well, it's really weird, because I was in the English class and the professor had us write an assignment for Black History Month. And I don't exactly remember how the assignment was supposed to go, but I started writing, and next thing you know, it turned into a poem. And there you go. I became a poet from that moment.
Wow. Ooh, God, it's amazing, because God orchestrates our circumstances, and you don't know why sometimes you don't know why you're doing something. Even at a young age, you pick up this craft, you pick up this talent, but he's fine tuning you for that moment where where you just wake up and you're like, you know what, one of my reasons for being here is to share this gift of poetry. And he loves you so much that he allows you to be able to get out what's going on the inside, so it won't fester and cause pollution,
Say that.
God is great. So you're writing, and so you know that, okay, this is what I need to do. So then you're moving forward, and then you say, okay, last year you were like, okay, this is just what I need to do. So what was it about poetry that you liked? What did it do for you? I know it allowed you to get your emotions out, but what else did it do for you as far as just building your confidence?
I would say that it caused me to be proud of myself.
Yes.
Because I love the way that I was able to formulate words and put them together, and some of them will rhyme, some of them wouldn't, but I just felt like, okay, you're strong and you're powerful when you say these things. Like, you know how to give birth to words, and I appreciated that about myself.
Yes. And you know what? The beautiful thing about it is we must encourage ourselves. We must recognize who we are. And there's nothing wrong with praising God for what you see in you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm able to write. I'm able to speak. God, you did this for me. Thank you. And that confidence, it attracts others. And it also encourages others to be confident in themselves, not having your head down, but having your head up, not being arrogant, but, smelling the air from a different level. You know what I mean? Right. You let the ants crawl. Okay. Hello. Ooh, we going somewhere tonight. I knew it. Cause see, I've been watching your videos and I know what I'm in for. Ooh, brothers and sisters, you are in for a treat. Yes. Harlem stand up. Okay. So anyway, how would you describe your poetry?
I would describe it raw and uncut.
Yes.
Very honest, transparent, and I was not always a transparent person. I would say it's more or less like me blooming from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Yes. And that's a beautiful analogy. I always use that because it's just so appropriate. I just think one of the things that, once we come out of the cocoon and now we're a butterfly, we always have to remember that the cocoon stage happens several times in our lives. Restoration, reset, coming out on top. It's amazing, how reset can really save your life. It develops character. It allows you to kind of, get some time to steal away, because stealing away is important. If you can't spend time by yourself, you're in trouble.
Exactly.
Because a lot of people don't want to face the music. They don't. They don't want to sit by themselves. They rather, if they can always, have people around them, because it's a distraction from getting down to that surgery. Because once you spend time by yourself, you can discover some things about you that ain't right.
It's true.
And then you can discover some things about you that, okay, this is good, this is cool. But it's that discovering the things about you that aren't right that are crucial, because we have flaws and then we have thorns. And it's not about the thorns that we're trying to remove, because those are the ones that keep us humble. But it's the flaws that we can work on that make our character, make people want to work with us, make people want to have you come to the venue, like, oh, I don't want to work with her because, or I don't want to work with him because, the vibe isn't right. It just makes your energy be conducive to getting into several doors,
Right.
So let's talk about, because your poetry is on fire. Like, it punches you in the face.
Thank you.
And I love it.
I appreciate that.
I love raw and uncut. I love to see my brothers and my sisters get on that stage, open their mouth, and just, you can't even snap your thumbs. You can't even snap your fingers fast enough, because it's just so intense. You just like, woo, because it's power, So I was looking at some of your poetry, and don't get my black misconstrued. Don't, brothers and sisters, you better hear this. Don't get my black, and the black is in quotation marks, misconstrued. What was the inspiration behind that piece?
Well, basically, I like to look at us as Black people as very powerful individuals.
Yes.
In itself. So when people outside of our culture look at us, I tend to think that they feel that, we get judged a certain kind of way for many different reasons. So when I wrote that piece, it was more or less like, don't get it twisted. Like, we are more than just what meets the eye.
Yes.
You may just look at a Black woman or a Black man, and you might just feel like, oh, they're a hoodlum because they're wearing a hood, or she's ratchet because she talks a little loud. But there's more to us than just that.
Yes, we are. And I'm glad you said that, because, I have been watching the news, and, I used to live in California, and I have been to Oakland, California several times. I've been to Lake Merritt. I've been to Festival at the Lake, and when I saw the news with what was going on with the incident, with the phone call, and then, you see all the memes and everything. And it made me realize that, a lot of people do get it misconstrued. Right. And not only that, we have experienced this type of behavior before with the Emmett Till case, when the woman on her deathbed, she admitted she lied. Okay? And we have to take an account to how precious our mouth is, and the power that it holds. And this is just for humans as a whole. Our tongues, that power, can create an innocent man and make him be guilty, can cry wolf and expect to have justice done when they have created an injustice. You know, there's something wrong with the people misconstruing who we are. And I just I'm so grateful that sister queens like you and all the kings who get on stage and tell it like it is and speak for the people who may not choose to make a meme, but are outraged, are hurt, are really concerned about, you know, what is really going on. You know, if Marvin Gaye were here, we would have him come out right now and lead devotion. You know, what's going on? You know, it's just like, you know, but it's just, I'm so grateful because you all are able to speak for so many people who may not have the boldness, may be afraid of what corporate America may say, may be afraid to lose their job. You guys really you all hold a very powerful position in this world. And I'm just so appreciative. And I know on behalf of the listening audience, we must say thank you, you know, for speaking this truth, because it needs to be heard. You know, it needs to be heard.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so then you have my black is power. Yes, it is. So, you know, what inspired you to create that?
Well, basically, I was trying to say something that is out of the norm about what we look at black women to be.
Yes.
Like a lot of times, you know, it's just general things about a black woman, or we know that she takes care of the family.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, you know, she raises other people's children. She works really hard. She hustles and bustles. She comes home and cook and clean, and she does all of these things, but it's more than just that to the black woman. And I wanted to convey that to individuals. I wanted people to understand that we are powerful.
Yes.
We are the mother of the earth. We are the ones who create. And, you know, it's in our DNA that other individuals are even here, are born, are made, are created. Like it comes from us, from our womb.
And we must thank God for the King who plants the seed, you know, because yes, because the King gives us the seed, and we are very grateful for that. And, you know, I appreciate that because every day as a sister, we are facing a lot, and we experience a lot, even from our own sisters. You know, that is the toughest mountain to climb, is getting to a place where we as sisters appreciate each other, you know, and don't spend so much time hating on each other and really embrace each other. It is, it works in the enemy's favor when we are going against each other. And it shouldn't be like that. We should all, you know, it's amazing. I was watching Wakanda, and, you know, when I saw those sisters with the spears getting all together and coming together, and it was just like, that's power.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Whoop! I was like, I need a spear today. Okay. I'm ready. Look, I'm ready today. Okay. Because it was just so powerful.
Yes, it was.
To see the command, to see them in sync, to see that they all had one objective, same strategy, you know, and to execute it with such power, and to be able to take a licking and keep on ticking, and be able to kick some good, you know, it was amazing. And I know that we can do it. I know that we can do it. You know, it's just that we've got to, I know prayer changes things, and we've got to continue to express ourselves and come together. So I appreciate my blackest power, because it is, and it's feared. It's a power that is feared. And so, you know, I appreciate that. So then you have Real Spill. What was the inspiration behind that? Because I love the titles alone. You know, it just makes me go, yes. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's going to be so saucy and so much fire. So what was the inspiration behind this piece?
Real Spill was basically me just keeping it real. Me just giving it to the people how it is. It's how I feel. No filter. No chaser. This is just it.
And how important do you believe is it to keep it real?
It's very important. It's very important. And I've learned in my own life that lying to myself, it didn't benefit me at all. And I realized that lying to myself kept me in bondage, actually. It kept me in bondage. It kept me in a cocoon. It didn't keep me safe. I've learned over the time, the past couple of months, the past couple of years, the more that I speak the truth to myself, the more free I become.
Yes.
The more bold I become. The more excited about life I become. The more fearless I become. So I've learned that the truth not only makes you free, but it makes you fearless.
Yes, yes. And so, if you don't mind me asking, what is your perspective on the power of no?
So what is my perspective?
Of the power of saying no? Because a lot of times we say yes when we want to say no, and we say no when we want to say yes. And, a lot of times people regret not responding how they really feel on the inside. So how powerful do you think no is?
I think no is extremely powerful. Now, for myself, I struggle with the no. Because, and I even struggle with the yes when it comes down to God. Because a lot of times I don't want to say yes to him. And a lot of times I don't want to say no to man or people. And I don't even want to say no to my own flesh at times. But sometimes I just want to do my own thing. Yes. I don't want to say no. And then sometimes when I should say no, I'm not strong enough to say no because of, for whatever reason, of I want to please somebody. Yes. So I don't want to say no because I don't want them to get upset, or I don't want to have to deal with the consequences of them being upset. So I don't say no, I say yes. But then I end up upset with myself at the end of the night because I feel like, now I'm not happy.
Right.
Now I'm not pleased.
Right.
And then when it comes down to God with the yes, it's like, okay, I told him no. I told myself yes, and I told him no. So now I got to deal with the consequences of telling God no. And who want to deal with that?
Ooh, because he's got a strong right hand. Ooh, goodness. That right hand will slap you down. I mean, our brothers and sisters, have you ever been chastised by God? It is a purifying chastisement, but it is real. Goodness. He does not play.
That's the truth.
Ooh, he doesn't play. That is a serious beating. But we need it. We need it, and he loves us. When I was raised in a house where I heard this a few times. Go get the belt. Okay.
Right.
It's just like, you don't want to say, Mother, may I? You don't want to get double beaten. And, it's just like, go get the belt, but it's like, this needs to be addressed. And I know that my mom and my dad have always said, this hurts me more than it hurts you. I'm doing this because I love you. And you cannot relate that logic when you're young. You're like, what is this? This is not love. This is no way. But you get older and you're like, wow, okay, I really did need that beating. And, I really did need it. I did need the disciplining. I was disobeying. They did tell me not to do it, and I did not. There's consequences. And I think a lot of times, because we cannot see God, but we can feel him, and we know he's omnipresent, a lot of times we kind of think nobody's looking. And a lot of times we think that we can get away with it, but no, you have angels assigned to your life, and we all got to give an account. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So I think a lot of times if we could really focus our perspective is understanding that he just because you can't see him don't mean that he doesn't know what's going on. And, and no is powerful, and yes is powerful, because like you said, I too suffered with, wanting to please someone and not wanting to, make them mad. I mean, everything you said is, I think, something that we all deal with. And I'm just hoping that, since we're talking about it this evening, that, that chain will be broken for everybody listening. And so that we can confidently say yes or no and not worry about the feelings, because, it's about us first.
Right.
I hate to say that, but it's about God first, but we've got to tend to ourselves first. Our mental health is crucial, and a lot of people suffer from different aspects of mental health. There are some people who are even on medicine for it. And so I just really hope that our brothers and sisters can get to a place of healing so that, we can speak a yes and a no without feeling like we're going to suffer behind it. Girl, yes. Thank you so much for just opening up this conversation with your poetry, because it's going to help my Sister Queen. Thank you for opening up. I know for real. Sister Queen, I have to address you appropriately. I appreciate you for your poetry and opening up these topics. You're welcome, because we need to heal. Like we need it. Some people will never be able to afford going to a counselor. Never be able to even will always feel embarrassed about going to talk to somebody. So this is helping the shy brothers and sisters, the ones who are not comfortable with doing it. This is free therapy that's going to bless us all. So we're very grateful for this evening. Okay, I see another one. I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you. Now, is this I'm coming to get you because you did something wrong, or I'm looking for you?
This is more or less like, I'm looking for you.
Hey, hold on. I got to say this. And word up. Yes, sister, talk about this one. I'm looking for you. I just had to say it because it sounds so good. Okay, now what was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, basically, that piece was, I would say that's one of my deepest poems, because that was me spilling my feelings about my insecurities. I was feeling my feelings. I was basically sitting in my apartment, and I was talking to God, and I was really feeling like, okay, what is wrong with me? Like, why am I going through the things that I'm going through? Why do I feel so insecure about certain things? And why do I feel weak about certain things? The next thing you know, I started writing. And basically, it just spilled out that way. Yes. And I was basically saying to myself, like, that poem was really written to me. I was really saying to myself, I'm looking for you. Where are you? Wow. So that was really coming from my gut. It was straight from my belly. Like, I'm looking for you. Like, where are you? Like, are you here? Do you want to be here? Do you want to be free? Do you want to be delivered? Like, all of these things that I ask myself, because a lot of times I don't even want to be free sometimes. Sometimes I want to act up. Sometimes I don't want to, walk the straight line. Sometimes I want to just do what I want to do, even though it's painful. And I'm really grateful to God that He doesn't allow that at times, because some things you would just kill yourself if He just lets you just go free. Ooh-wee.
You speak it. Oh my gosh. Yes. Now, there's very few times that I'm speechless. But right now, the only thing I can do is just say praise God for what you just said. Like, brothers and sisters, you are listening live to Coming to the Stage on the Sister Speak show. My very special guest is, in fact, Sister Queen, Sami Rose. And I pray, brothers and sisters, that you are listening to the words, because this is a divine appointment. You're not listening to this by accident. And it's amazing how you can be looking over your shoulder like, is she following me? How does she know? How does she know? Why is she all in my business? Have you ever been to church, and I'm talking about going on a Sunday, and you be like, the pastor be looking at you, and you be trying to figure out how he know, and you just like, and you try to keep a straight face. You try to keep I just didn't get home. You be trying to pretend like this, no, and you try to shake your head in agreement with it. Right. You know what I mean? Like, indeed, but it's slapping you.
The same thing.
And you just be like, who told you? But discernment is real. Trying the spirit by the spirit is real. And, you know, when you've experienced some things and you've been out in the world, you know, you can recognize spirits. It's the truth. And, you know, and it allows you to then go home, you know, because sometimes that after that sermon, that's a long ride home. It's a long reflective. You end up crying. Next thing you know, the Color Purple soundtrack come on. Maybe God trying to tell you something, and you over here falling out, looking like Celie reuniting with her daddy. I mean, Suge Avery reuniting with her daddy. You know what I mean? And Celie reuniting with her children. You know what I mean? It's real. Like you know, gospel, especially even just listening to gospel music, boy. By the time you get home, you just then fell out. You know, you got that old Martin Luther King fan. You need an usher. And then they want to bring you the fan that's got the crease bent over. What is this? This is not a fan. Poor Dr. King, whole lips just creased up. Or either that or it's the one with the Jerry Curl family with the funeral home. I'm just saying. I mean, this is not helping me either. Why are you bringing me a mortuary fan? Cause this is look.
You are hilarious.
You ain't speaking life into my spirit right now. This is death. Take this fan. But, you know, it's amazing just the fact that, you know, so many people can just speak some things into your life or say something that really changes the entire atmosphere for you. And even with you saying, you know, I'm looking for you. And that was a poem about you looking for yourself. Like, man, you just flipped the whole script. That was absolutely deep. Like, everybody get your scuba gear out, okay? We going underwater, okay? Get your scuba gear, because, you know, you got to understand, you can't just be on the shore forever. You got to go deep, you know what I mean? Because I think a lot of times it's when you go deep is where you find the roots of why you do what you do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you can find some generational roots. You know, you can find some environmental roots. You know what I mean? You can find some things that are deep that must go, because the root really is a weed. And so we must always tend to our garden. Always, always, always. I appreciate that. I'm looking for you. Ooh, I know you were probably really just in awe of what you wrote down when you created this piece, I'm sure.
I was actually in tears when I created it.
I know you had to be. I know you had to be. Yeah. And crying is a beautiful thing. If you don't cry, I don't know what's wrong with you. There's two people in the world I don't understand. People don't cry and people that don't drink water. What is up? What's wrong with you? You're going to be dry your whole life. You're going to be parched your whole life, thirsty your whole life. Okay, so then, you know, I ran across Don't Get It Twisted. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, I could pretty much understand. But please tell the listening audience what was the inspiration behind Don't Get It Twisted. You know, there's several ways to say it. But what was the inspiration behind it?
The inspiration behind Don't Get It Twisted was my manager. Her name is Lori Claiborne.
Yes, shout out.
Lori Claiborne is a phenomenal woman.
Shout out.
In my eyes. Like, I have a lot of phenomenal women in my life, including my mother, my stepmother, other people. But this woman, she has basically been dynamic since she stepped in my life. Mm-hmm. She's very resilient. She's very smart. She's bright. She knows what time it is out here in this world. She's not gullible. She's business savvy. She's a hustler.
Yes.
So she basically inspired that poem. I wrote that poem dedicated to her, actually.
That's a beautiful
and
thing.
When I put the piece together, I worked with a photographer. His name is Earl Brown. He works with Browns and Sons Photography. He created the video scene for the actual video. He put it together. He focused on the eyes and everything like that. But basically, that's what that poem was about. It was dedicated to women that's like Lori Claiborne, who get out there, who work hard, who hustle, who take care of their children, who knows other things besides just laying on their back. It's across the board for all women, not just black women, but just all women.
Yes.
Who get out there and be this superwoman for their families, even for themselves. Because even for myself, I don't have children as of yet, but I feel like I have to be a superwoman for me at times. And it's not an easy task to get up every day and go to work and, you know, keep your house together and cook for yourself or feed yourself or pay the bills for yourself or keep yourself looking up. Like, it's not easy. So, and even just to maintain your own mental health, that's not easy. You know, you have a lot of distractions in the world. You have a lot of internal brawls, if you will. You know, you're dealing with childhood issues. You're dealing with womanhood issues. Like, it's a lot that I know I encounter for myself. You know, I battle with the from girl to woman transition. And that alone, that one thing alone is, I'm trying to find it's challenging.
Yes, it is.
It's challenging because you have to let go of the person that you knew all these years and become a new person. And it's a lot of pressure with that because you don't even know who this new person is.
Right.
You're not even sure if you really want to be that new person.
Say it.
You just know that you have to be that new person because society says it's time to grow up. Even biologically, you're grown.
Right.
And even spiritually, God is saying, come on, it's time to come up. Like, you can't stay a child anymore. Like, your legs are dragging out the stroller. You still got a binky in your mouth. It's like your teeth is breaking the binky. Yes. Like, come on, like, gotta come up. No more bottles. Come on, cut your steak, cut your salmon. Like,
hello.
Like, yeah, like, do it yourself. You know, I'm not going to keep doing this for you. So that is very challenging. Wow. It's very challenging.
Wow. You are just, you are phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Like, girl, I'm going to probably say that about 10 more times. Like, that is amazing. I appreciate you. And shout out to your manager because it is a blessing to link up with somebody who you can trust and to link up with somebody who has the characteristics that you just so beautifully expressed about her. Like, you know, that's divine. So, you know, I'm shout out to you sisters and everything that you all have going. See, your accent is on fire too. See, I was conceived in New York. This is just a side note. I was conceived in Brooklyn, and my mom and my father was in the military. And I'm glad they didn't have me on the side of the road, but they were traveling and they had me in South Carolina. That's where I came out. And then from South Carolina on to California, back to South Carolina, then to Georgia, then to Texas, to California, back to Texas. So anyway, I just said that to say that I believe that I still have a little bit of that. I have a New York accent, even though I wasn't born there. It comes out because y'all, the flavor of New York is so dope. Like, I love it.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. And, you know, before we go on and talk about this last piece that I saved for last because I just thought it was amazing, just absolutely amazing. Could you just share with the listening audience what the poetry scene is like in Harlem?
Well, for the most part, I would say, in our terms, is lit.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. It reminds me of, I don't know if you've ever watched Def Comedy Jam growing up with Russell Simmons. Mm-hmm. Well, it reminds me of that, when Martin Lawrence used to be the host and Joe Torre used to be the host, and you would have Kid Capri on the spin, and the music is going and the vibe is crazy and everybody's laughing, everybody's joking. You got the host up there cracking jokes and coming to the stage next. It's just very exciting. You got the band playing. If it's not a band, an actual band, it's the actual DJ. You have the open bar, so you can order anything that you like. It's just full of people and of all kinds of nationalities. Everybody's just enjoying themselves. It's all love. It's all jokes. Everybody is clapping, snapping their fingers, stomping their feet. Everybody's giving you the oohs and the ahs when they hear something that they think is hot. When you say something that's profound or say something that's deep, they're like, oh. It's one of those kind of, it's just a good feel.
I love it. I'm coming. I am coming to Harlem. New York is on my list of traveling. Because just with expanding the show and getting out, I just want to be able to come to the places of, where my special guests, your stomping grounds and what you guys do. And, it's just,
love to have you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll be there. I cannot wait. Oh my goodness. I mean, just because the vibe that you just described, I grew up watching Def Comedy Jam, begged my parents to get cable. We finally got HBO. I would stay up at 10 o'clock at night, because I knew Def Comedy Jam was coming on, and, the next comedian coming out, such and such, damn, is he funny? You know what I'm saying? And it's just it's just like, you get to see, just seeing all of the comedians who have come through the stage and who have gone on with their careers and, have done so much more. And, I've watched Def Poetry on YouTube and, I watched the vibe and I'm just like, oh, it's just so electric. And so I just love to be around, my brothers and sisters in that vibe because it just leaves you with this feeling of power. It's just a great vibe, especially when, you're in an environment where people are cheering for you, clapping for you, vibing with you, and validating you. You know what I mean? And
sis, I get nervous every time.
Really?
I don't care if the people yelling, screaming, clapping, stomping. My heart beats pounding, about to jump on my chest.
Really?
Yes, I have to say a prayer every time, like, God, please don't let me be too nervous. Like, please help me to calm my nerves down, calm me down, help my heart just stop pounding. I'll be having palpitations forever.
And then when you get up there, it's like nobody knows but you and God, because of course you speaking to him, but nobody knows. And it's so amazing when you get up there because, people be like, you did such a wonderful job. And, sometimes we'll be like, really? Because I was so nervous. We'll be like, you were? Girl, please.
I don't always do a wonderful job. I got to tell you.
No, yes, really? Okay, talk about it. Why do you feel that way?
I went to the Gasolina maybe like a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, tell me about this.
I went to this Gasolina and I'm up there on the stage, got the mic in my hand, spitting the words, and I'm just going. Next thing you know, I just drew a blank. Just forgot everything. I didn't even remember Jesus' name. I just forgot everything.
Really?
And I was so discouraged, I couldn't. And the audience was encouraging me, like, come on, let's be with you, like, come on, run it back. And I ran it back, and then next thing you know, forgot the words again. But I'm like, oh my God, like, what is going on? I could not get the words. Then they told me, like, all right, do another one. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do another one. I know I got this one. I know I'm going to nail this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ayana.
Oh, no.
I started that second piece. Don't you know I got to the end again and forgot the words?
Okay.
I cannot believe that. I was so stuck and I was discouraged for like days. I ended up writing a poem about how I forgot the words.
Oh, that is so funny to me. Oh my goodness, you are hilarious. You know what though? It happens to everybody. And you know what? I will take the time to take this off of your shoulders. I know who did it. Satan. It's the devil. He comes to seek, kill. He comes to seek, steal, and destroy. Oh yes, he will come and try to draw a blank on your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it. You know the piece. This is your stuff. You've got this. And he is a hater. He's always sitting in the crowd, ready to try to just give you a moment of amnesia. You knew the poem. You knew it.
When I got on the train, I was just saying it. I could not believe that. I'm like, what happened? One of the guys that was at the open mic was telling me, like, what happened? Like, what's going on with you? You're not no caterpillar. You're a butterfly. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. He was trying to, give me the encouragement that I need to get back out there. And it helped.
Yes.
And my cousin helped, and my other cousin, like, my father, everybody just started picturing him, was like, listen, it happened. My brother was like, it happened to me before. Like, it made me feel better, because, like, all right, you're not by yourself. You're not on an island. It happens. Get over it. Yes. And, yeah.
No, and look, and the thing about it is, if this makes you feel any better, I used to do the welcome at my church, old church, and I would take the piece of paper with me, because I know me, and I know the devil. I knew it. He always, you always want to try to take it from you. Now, this is another trick he'll play. Okay. Oh, she got her piece of paper. Watch this. I'm gonna make her double cross on the lines and forget where she's reading at. Oh, that happened to me a few times. You talk about biggity blank. You know what I mean? And you're live. This is really happening. No, they're looking at you. They're watching you. And so I was like, okay, well, they don't know what's on the paper. Try to improv this thing on out. But you know, you can always count on the balance of spoken word and a performance. You know, actors, when they go on stage, they draw a blank at a live performance, at a stage play. You know, and they gotta improv, or sometimes the other actor who knows their lines. That's why they always have, you know, the script readings. You know, read the whole script. You know, because you'll be able to help if your co-actor draws a blank. You could say something that'll help them kind of remember what they're supposed to say. But drawing a blank happens to everybody. We all want to do our best. We want to get out there. We want to perform. We want to execute. We want to please the crowd. And you know, it's just a balance of the performance. But, you know it. You got it. And look at everybody. They came to your side. They came to your aid. You know, gave you some CPR. Look, gave you some CPR. And you back on.
I'm back.
You back like you never left. And, you know, and that's what just happens. It happens. And brothers and sisters, I know you all can relate. You know, whether it's your Easter speech. Oh, and nothing worse than watching a little child when they get up there for their Easter speech and draw a blank. We all sit there, you know, you sit there, and that's all right, baby. Let the Lord use you, you know, and we encourage, you know, and that's what it takes. Encouragement. We all need encouragement. Oh, it saves lives. Poetry saves lives, and so does encouragement. Okay, so let's get into this last piece right here, because I thought the visuals was amazing. I clicked on the video, and it was entitled Sour Peach. Clicked on the video, saw a subway. I'm like, what's going on? And that subway rolled by, and there you were, Sister Queen. It was beautiful. So let's get into it, because, you know, I love the concept. And, you know, you said in there, one thing you said in there was, I used to care about being right. And then you also said verbal beaten soon to overcome. And it just stuck out to me. So let's just get into what was the inspiration behind that.
Well, basically, failed relationships. Mm-hmm. I've gone through some failed relationships, and a lot of times, I don't want to say everything was my fault, because it takes two to tangle. But for the most part, I like to look at the part that I played, because I'm trying to fix myself, or I'm trying to correct myself, should I say.
Right.
So basically, I've looked at myself and said, okay, you always want to be right. You always think you're right, and you be wrong. And a lot of times you're wrong because your perception is wrong. So a lot of times when our perception is wrong, we get things misconstrued.
Yes.
So I was basically writing that to myself as well, telling myself, like, you know, I used to want to be right, but, you know, now I have a change of heart. I have a change of mind. And, you know, one day I hope that God would, you know, send a mate my way that I could share my life with. And you can't always be right. It's either you want to have a long-lasting relationship or you want to be right. And I had to choose. And I'm like, okay, all right, God, I don't want to be right no more. I just want to be with someone that loves me, that cares for me, and I love them and I care for them, and share my life with someone for the rest of my life. I don't have to be right all the time. It's not necessary. So that's where that came into play. And overcoming verbal beatings, that was basically things that were said to me that hurt.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna play the victim with you, because I've also said things that hurt.
Yes. Yes.
So, you know, basically things that they said to me that hurt me, that stuck to me. Yeah. And things that I've said to myself, things that I've allowed the devil to see me, and I accept it. So I'm saying verbal beating soon to overcome. Even all of those things that I said to myself, even all the things that I beat myself down with, I'm going to overcome those too.
Wow.
So that's what that was about. And I just want to encourage other people to do the same thing too, because we can't live in abuse forever.
No.
You can't you can't always, come down on yourself about what has happened, because the truth of the matter is you can't change what has happened.
Right.
So only thing we can do is really move forward and not do it again, or push not to do it again, and pray and be hopeful that, we change our wicked ways and try to be better people. And that's what I'm striving for, just trying to be a better woman, a better person, and just live my life, I'm trying to live my life according to God, but sometimes I still get in the way.
Yes.
That's, that's that.
We all do. We all do. You speak beautifully. You're very wise, very articulate, and your experience, of course, your experiences, your trials, your tribulations have shaped you to have the power that you have. And, the abuse aspect of our mouths and some of the things that we have heard, whether it was growing up in school, being teased, being bullied, or whether it was with the family, or whether it's with a spouse, or, words do hurt. A lot of people say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt. I don't know what type of spell that is, because that sounds like witchcraft to me. Sound like some voodoo, okay? Because what you're not going to do is tell a lie, because I'm crying. They said such and such about me, and it hurts. I'm crying. So yes, words do hurt. And if it didn't, then God wouldn't speak about how, in James, about our tongue and how crucial it is to have self-control. Right. And so, words do hurt. And a lot of times, of course, hurting people hurt people. But we've got to get to a point where we do let it go. And let it go so we don't hurt other people. It's nothing worse than opening your mouth and what you thought was a tongue. You go to the doctor, and normally the doctor says stick your tongue out. But when you open your mouth and they say stick your tongue out, there's an AR-15. There's a cannon. There's a grenade. There is a spear. There is something in here that can wound people. And there's nothing worse. It's one thing for somebody to feel led to, hurt you verbally. But when you don't apologize, an apology goes a long way. And so does self-control, to where you don't even have to apologize as much. You know what I mean? Really having a better grip on yourself, to where you kind of understanding, okay, I'm not the only person in this world. I'm not the only human with feelings, and I can communicate in a way to get my point across, to where I don't have to insult, attack, or crush someone's spirit. And it happens, whether, a lot of times in relationships, you deal with domestic abuse, but the emotional abuse that men and women put on each other, is just so horrible, and the damage that it does, But the beautiful thing that I read in the Bible that lifted my spirit, because I have also used my tongue for evil and for good, is that when it comes to your crushed spirit, is He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. And so He, and a lot of times we are put in situations so we can be introduced to all aspects of who God is: a deliverer, a comforter, a heart fixer, a mind regulator. He is a company keeper. And you would not know that He was these things if you were not put in situations for Him to show up and show out. If you weren't bound, how would you know He was a deliverer? Okay. If your heart was not broken, how would you know that He's a heart fixer? So then how can you have a testimony if you don't know these things about Him? You can't talk about Him if you don't know who He is.
You can't talk about Him.
Okay. Hello. And so a lot of times people will sit there and they will shun the opportunity, and miss out on the opportunity to meet the Most High God in His many characteristics, because it's too much. But we are called to suffer. We all are, and we've been equipped to come through. How? Through prayer, through praise, being able to say hallelujah anyhow, But if you don't have a support system, if you don't have generational understandings of coming to the aid and lifting and praying, you might go through life feeling like you've been beat up, and you might miss out on the opportunity to reach your hand out for deliverance. Some people don't want to be saved from drowning. Some people don't. You know?
That's the beauty of God that I really appreciate, because a lot of times it's like a lot of times I don't want to be saved. A lot of times, not a lot of times, but sometimes I've told him, like, I don't want you to save me. I want to do this. I want to do this. And I appreciate the fact that he's so wise, and his thoughts are so much greater than mine. Like, that I can't even comprehend that he doesn't even pay me any attention when I talk foolishness. So I'm just so grateful. Like, sometimes I tell him, I thank you that you didn't listen to me while I was being crazy.
Say that.
And that's how I really get a lot of the negativity out of me through the poetry, through the writing, just trying to just get the breakthrough by getting a toxic mess out of me.
Yes.
And I just appreciate that even though I'm not always right, and even though we're not always right, he looks past our ways, and he still blesses us, and he still loves us, and he still comforts us, and he still rescues us. And he's just amazing. All those things that you said, he's just amazing.
He is, and he will cause the plans of man to take no effect. That's why we can boldly say that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. You know, and that's why we're able to fret not thyself because of evildoers. We really have to understand that it is amazing how you'll be looking for your keys in the morning and you'll be like, gosh, I can't find them. But there's an accident up on the road that you would enter into, but he delayed you. Okay. Right. You know, a traffic jam. So many people are so busy trying to get in the fast lane. So busy trying to, you know, get in the fast lane and get to where they're going. And a lot of times people don't realize that a traffic jam is a blessing for everybody on the road.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's amazing that he is looking out for us. You know, a long stoplight. Okay? You know, it's so many different ways. You know, sometimes even you'll be like, okay, I'm coming to the grocery store just to get one item. And the next thing you know, you end up talking to somebody and you have a word of encouragement for them. And you know it was meant to be. You know, you end up on the subway, or you end up, you know, out here we have DART. You know, you end up in these places and you're like, why am I here? But then you end up meeting somebody and you're talking to them and you have deliverance on your tongue because you've been through it. You know, it's amazing because a lot of times with you being a spoken word artist and just in the field of what we do, we have the opportunity to go back into schools and talk to the youth. I think that is a blessing to be able to talk to the youth because they desperately, they need us. They need us.
I had opportunity to do that, Ayana. And
really?
I was overwhelmed and very excited, and I really couldn't believe that he even trusted me to talk to his children. I did an open mic one day. Wow. And a young woman who happens to be a teacher at a charter school. Okay. She came to me and she enjoyed the piece that I recited, and I thought that I did horrible on the piece, but she absolutely loved it. Next thing you know, I was going to the charter school to do the poetry workshop. It was 8 students, 6 girls, 2 boys, and we've all got a chance to share with each other, and I got a chance to, you know, teach a little bit about what I know about poetry and about expressing yourself and about what it is to be true to yourself. And that right there was just very rewarding for me, like very rewarding that I would even get an opportunity to even talk to some children, some 9th graders about what I perceive life is.
Yes. It's let me tell you how great God is, because as a teacher, I used to teach in California. I taught 6th grade all the way to 12th grade. Okay. I've worked in continuation schools. I've always worked in the urban communities because nobody else wanted to work there. So anyway, you know, the beautiful thing about it is when you go into the schools as a special guest, you can say what you want to. Now, that doesn't mean being reckless, but you get to defy the laws of what they don't want the youth to hear, because they don't want you to set them free. They don't want you to teach them social skills. They don't want you to tell them, you know, how to survive. They don't want you to teach them anything that could help them break any type of oppression or systemic violence, generational curse. They don't want that. I know. And I don't care what anybody would say. I got to speak the truth. I've been on the inside. I know our youth are in danger in the schools. And that's no dig to a teacher. But there are teachers who are working for the youth, and there are teachers who are working against them. Period. And the ones who are working against them are the ones who don't have any type of classroom managerial skills, cannot keep their classroom together, and they have students who have a lot of energy, very excited, under challenged, and now you want to say they have ADD, and now you want to put them on medication,
exactly.
I am not for this, because there's nothing wrong with these youth. It's just that you cannot handle a classroom full of 30 plus students for 7 hours a day, and you're only doing it for money. But then there are other teachers who spend their check, spend their time, do home visits, create workshops, and do all kind of things to elevate the spirit of the depressed youth, because they're so depressed. They're depressed. I had an opportunity to come back after I had been pink slip. Praise God for the pink slip. Hallelujah. You wear a slip. I mean, the pink. And the only reason I'm going to say that is because that was the only way I was going to get out. I did not have enough sense to leave. I did not have enough sense to leave. So I was a part of 26,000 teachers that got pink slipped. Okay. Be it as it may, I served my time, honey. Ooh, I served my time, and I slayed some beast in the education system. And I know a lot of students that were grateful for the speech. But anyway, I came back. One of my coworkers said, I need you to come and speak to the students. I need you to come. No problem. And I said, but 2 conditions. I got to be able to bring my Bible, and you know that I'm going to be saying Jesus the Christ. If I cannot say these things, I'm not speaking to your youth, because I won't be true, and I got to give an account for my life. So she said, you can say it. Okay, have the youth do me a favor. I said, I want them to write down 3 things that they have a question about, because I need to know what I'm going into. You got to know where you're going into, because it's a battle, because I know I'm about to go against the devil, because he's got his hands on the youth. I said, I need them to write down, 3 things that they have a question about, and any topic that they want to, a topic or a concern that they have. Let me tell you, when she brought home to me those pieces of paper, and I sat down and opened them up, and I read what those youth wrote down, I cried for about an hour straight because of what they are experiencing. My grandfather is molesting me. I was raped. A boy urinated on me. I am having sex with a 27-year-old man. I was gang raped. Okay? My mama don't love me. My mama's on crack. I don't know where my daddy is. I saw my brother get killed. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. We don't have any food to eat. The lights are off. The water is off. We sleep in a car.
Wow.
These things before my eyes. Okay? And so to go into battle and have to deal with what our babies are battling with. As you get older, you try to adopt some coping mechanisms.
Right.
But when your hormones are raging, and when you are experiencing traumatic situations like that, those babies are crying out for help, and you want to test them. They need help.
They need help.
They need social skills. Forget a test.
Social skills. They need God. They just need everything.
Everything.
They need support. They need love.
Yes.
They need a lot. They need a lot.
Yes, they talking about committing suicide. I had to go in there and do work. You hear me? I'm talking about some serious work. And I had to tell those babies. I said, look, I read some of you all are talking about committing suicide. I said, I tried to commit suicide. And I said, I'm
Ain't
still.
But the devil trying to kill purpose.
Yeah.
Anytime suicide come into play,
Yes.
you already know. He already sees way ahead of time that this person is going to devour him and his imp.
Ooh, set it on fire.
Like, let me kill them off before they can even get started.
Yes.
But he's still a liar. So
he is, and he's been a liar from the beginning, you know. And I told these babies, I said, if you take your life today, and let's just say you take your life and the angels carry you up, and they play a movie of your life, and the next day it all got better, how would you feel? Do you know they sat there, and I'm talking about crying, saying thank you. Some of them were saying, I was thinking about committing suicide. I'm not going to commit suicide because the way you painted that picture, I know that it's going to get better. You know what I'm saying?
Real.
And
it's only a feeling. It's only a feeling, but it's the thing about it is we get caught up in the feeling. We get caught up in the moment because the moment sometimes is so overbearing. I remember being in a very dark place, like extremely dark place, and the feeling was so overbearing that I didn't even want to. I didn't want to be here no more. I didn't want to take it no more. I feel like I couldn't deal with it no more. So I understand that pressure of, you know, I just want to commit suicide. I just don't want to be here no more. I can't take it no more. God, you got to deliver me. If you don't deliver me, then I'm out of here. Like, you just feel that because it's overwhelming. It's like a heavy book bag. It's just too much. So I get it. I get that. I get what you're saying. But if you let the moment pass, if you pray and you get through that moment, you find that it'll be all right. Yeah. Here I am today talking to you on the phone laughing.
Hallelujah. Yes. And here I am talking on the phone laughing to you. And it's amazing. And I think we all got to understand this. Anxiety will have your emotions all over the place.
It's true.
We got to watch out for anxiety. Brothers and sisters, we gotta stop worrying. We must stand still. And when you stand still, your thoughts stand still because the devil operates in that anxiety, because that is when you are not thinking straight. You're moving all over the place, just like this sister just said. And so we have to understand that we've got to recognize anxiety, call it out and say, you know, you ain't going to have your way today. This isn't going to happen, you know. And I really appreciate, your openness, because this has sparked a conversation that's going to help so many brothers and sisters. 8th grade was a very crucial time for me. It was when I discovered that my color was offensive to my own people. I am of a browner hue, and I was teased profusely, for my color. I mean, I dreaded days going to school because I knew what I had to deal with. See, Columbine happened long before Columbine happened. It happened in my head because I used to think about the things that I would do to my enemies, to the bullies.
Right. Right.
And I experienced, and I didn't have anybody to come to my rescue. My mom tried to help me. I'm like, they're teasing me about my color, and she gave me some, 1960 quotes. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. I went, I took that to school. That didn't work. I was like, Mom, you got to give me something else because they threw that back at me. Okay, Mom, come on, flip through the pages. I need something else because it's heavy. And it hurt because it made me not be as nice anymore. I started to lose my niceness. I started to lose my joy. I started to lose my like for people. And I still dealt with my brothers and sisters. I ain't never turned my back on them, but it made me really go to like you say, that dark place. And I tried to walk in front of a bus. I've tried to slit my wrist. I've been hitting the head with a rock. I've been stoned. I'm serious. I thought I was reenacting The Color Purple when he was throwing them rocks at Nettie. I was like, what is this? Because it's just like, I'm being hit.
You were throwing them rocks at Nettie.
Get off my land. Excuse me. Get off my land. And it was just like, excuse me, brothers and sisters, for that noise. My podium just fell. But no, I've been through it. But it was so when I got to the 8th grade as a teacher, I would be the voice and the protection that I did not have. The enemy didn't win. because it didn't make me bitter. I came out of it. I'm okay. I love my color. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing how things can be in that were never out. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm just gonna drop that right there in your spirit.
That was a bomb.
Hallelujah to that. You know, I really have enjoyed this conversation with you this evening. This wasn't an interview. This was a vibe. And it was, I knew it was going to be phenomenal. You know, I knew it was going to be dynamic. I just, I didn't know how dynamic. And so I really appreciate, like I said last night to Aaliyah Michelle, and I'm going to say this evening, I am very glad that you were created. And
thank you.
Yes,
I appreciate that.
Yes, you being created is a blessing, and I'm very grateful that God thought enough of the world to bless us with you. And I
appreciate that. Thank you. You don't even know how much that means to me.
Oh gosh, I'm glad, and I mean that from the top of my heart. And I hope, brothers and sisters that are listening this evening, that you are encouraged, that you are motivated, that you understand that I'm glad that you were created also, and that we can activate our purposes and our power. Please tell the listening audience what is next for Sami Rose events, and then after that, the platforms that they can reach you on, and then after that, your shout outs.
Okay, well, first I'm going to be doing a show this coming Saturday in Peekskill. It's going to be it's called The Laughs and Lyrics Show. It's a comedy show as well as spoken word that's going to be done by myself and a few others. It's going to be at the Bean Runner Cafe, 201 South Division Street, Peekskill, New York. And that's this coming Saturday from 3:30 to 6 p.m. And as far as where you can follow me, I'm on Instagram, wordby_Sami, SAMI_Rose. I'm on Facebook, wordby Sami Rose. I'm also on Twitter, wordby Sami Rose. And I'm also on YouTube. And that's, again, wordby Sami Rose. And what was the last question? I'm sorry.
Your shout outs. Say hello to
shout out.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you to everybody, my family, my church family, Whosoever Will Ministries, my pastor Kevin Qualls. We just thank you. We love you. Lori loves you. We all here in the building celebrating this moment. I want to thank my manager, Lori Claiborne. She has been excellent to me. I thank my parents for having me.
Yes.
I thank them for raising me, for choosing to just instill everything in me, my family, my friends, my coworkers, everybody who's on the air, who's listening, who took time out their days to just check me out and support me, everybody who comes out to the open mics, thank you. I love you, and it means the world to me.
That is amazing.
Oh, last but not least, I don't even know how I forgot this. I just want to thank God, my Lord and Savior. Yes. I can't even believe he wasn't first. That's my fault, God. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I thank you for allowing this opportunity for me to even experience this moment. Mm-hmm. I thank you for allowing me to even get here from where I've come from.
Yes.
And just thank you, everybody, again, and have a good night.
Now, did you have a good time on the Sister Speak show?
I really did. I really enjoyed myself. This was a fantastic experience. Like, I've never experienced anything like this in my life.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. No, the feeling is mutual. And the beautiful thing about it is, international listeners all over the world, you have been introduced to Sami Rose. You can thank me now. You can thank me later. But you all have definitely been introduced to Sami Rose. Share, support. Follow, subscribe to her YouTube page, please. Follow her on her social medias, and definitely book her. You'll be glad that you did. And another thing, shout out to your manager also for the beautiful conversations that we had through the email. And thank you for your efficiency. Thank you for, allowing me to interview Sami. I'm so excited, and blessings to you too, that you may prosper continuously, that you may soar continuously, that you may touch lives continuously. You are, and another thing I wanted to say, Sami, you are absolutely stunningly beautiful. Stunningly beautiful.
You. I appreciate that.
Oh
That's
my
God.
gosh.
Thank you.
When I saw your...
I thank you, Ayana, for even inviting me on the show. This was my first interview ever.
Oh, wow.
My first radio show ever. My first podcast ever.
Wow.
So you have started my career, and I just thank you for the opportunity. It means a lot to me.
Of course, anytime. Your Sister Speak Show family, you are welcome back anytime. Anytime that you have anything going on that you want to promote, this is a home for you, a platform for you. You can always direct message me and say, hey, I have this event going on. I really want to share it, and get a wide audience on it. You can have 10, 15 minutes. Come on and say your thing. That's just what we do. It's not, I got, maybe she'll call me back. No, anything you need from me, it goes beyond this interview because we're building a rapport. We are on the same path and the same journey. So, and I would also love to have you come back, especially when you write your book.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You do plan on writing a book, don't you?
Yes, I'm working on it right now. I'm working on a poetry book. I'm working on a short story. It's a lot of things going right now.
Ooh, I can't wait. And if you ever write a stage play, I used to do plays. I used to act. I'll audition.
Okay.
I'll audition. There won't be any nepotism or anything like that. I'll audition, but keep a sister girl in mind because I would not mind being able to represent a Sami Rose play. You understand me?
I understand.
Oh, thank you so much, Sister Queen. And I will send a copy to your manager as well as you. Or should I just send a copy of the interview to Lori, or how should that work?
Yes, you can send it to Lori.
Okay, I'm going to send it to her after this show. And, you be blessed. And this is definitely not goodbye. This is just simply, I will talk to you later.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too. Brothers and sisters, give a round of applause for the Queen, Sami Rose. Oh, brothers and sisters, let's see. How do we want to end this evening? I got something for you guys that I want to play on our way out. There we go. This is Ballad, who is featured on May Music. It's called Give It All. Brothers and sisters, you must give it all. Give it all. Brothers and sisters, check this out. The Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. We have been blessed this evening. Don't forget that you can listen to the past shows on the Sister Speak Show on demand. Follow me at SGT PGW, my brothers and sisters, okay? Not only do I do this show, but I also do voiceovers, and I have art. Check me out. You're going to have to scroll down on my profile pic. On my profile, rather. To Harlem, New York, to all of the listening audience, thank you for being a very, very phenomenal audience. Share the word about the Sister Speak Show, because we're coming, and we're coming through. As we transition to ending this beautiful evening, I want to encourage all of you all to continue to press through. Continue to grind. Continue to hustle. Whatever your talent is, do it. And do it well. You live to please God and not man. Okay? When you focus on God, when you focus on Jesus the Christ, you're winning. You know, your service will be definitely run over. But you make sure that you're serving Him. Man can be so fickle. Your friend one day, your enemy the next. I praise God that He is consistent. Brothers and sisters, until we meet again, I have enjoyed this time with you. So listen live to the tour tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, as we play featured national independent music artists. I'm talking about fresh music. And then I need you to listen live on Thursday, the 24th, Texaco Mills, SDYP, The Movement will be my special guest. Then on the 25th, another live show. We're going to be playing all of the music straight through from all of the artists. So I need you to tune in live for that. And then on Saturday, I have 2 live interviews. One at 5 p.m. with Jay Metro and one at 7 p.m. with recording artist Isis from SDYP, The Movement. I am blessed to meet and introduce to you all the known. It's about making the known known. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I hope you all are encouraged. And I hope you all continue to kick the devil's ass. I said it. I had to say it. Brothers and sisters, you take care. Now, some of you all may be like, did she just say that? Indeed. Okay. I'll clean it up for you. Don't take any mess from the devil. He comes to seek, kill, and destroy. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. You be encouraged and fret not thyself because of evildoers, because in due season they shall be cut down like the withered herb. Take care now.